Hey guys, it's Timmy in this. Ooh, my mic is way too loud. Give me 1 second, guys. Turn that down. Hey guys, it's Timmy in this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 1st of June, 2021 to talk about everything going down tonight on NXT. As far as tonight's NXT does go, some good things happened on that show. I'm going to say it right now. Adam Cole could be on Monday Night Raw, WWE Champion, and no one would second guess that decision. Promo he cut tonight on Karrion Kross, boy, did he come off like a freaking massive megastar, like one of the biggest guys in the... To me, Adam Cole may be greater than Kenny Omega. I think, promo-wise, for sure, I think Adam Cole is better than Kenny Omega. In the ring, Omega maybe just slightly. Because I know most people say Omega may be the best wrestler out there today. And I'd say he's definitely right up there. I don't know who I would put as the best. Because, and this is a whole different topic for another day. But I think Adam Cole right up there is one of the best guys in pro wrestling right now. I'm going to say it right now, and I've said it for a while, that Adam Cole can go to the main roster and be immediately in the world title picture. Maybe not on SmackDown against Roman, because Roman's killing it, and you ain't touching Roman right now. But you put him over on Monday Night Raw against Bobby Lashley, and he maybe even beats Bobby Lashley. You can't second guess that. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching here on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways, either by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, if you want to, you can subscribe to the channel right here on Twitch. As you can do that one of two different ways, either with a tiered subscription or for free with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I greatly appreciate it if you helped us out right here, PW Unlimited. But on the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out in the live chat with a super chat or a super sticker donation. Also, you can subscribe to the channel as a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to non-news videos, early access to exclusive news, early access to podcasts, a badge next to your name, and emojis you can use in the live chat. Also, if you want to directly support us, you can do so patreon.com/PW Unlimited. With that, we got NXT to talk about that kicked off with a triple threat. And I know I praised Adam Cole tonight already, but the one downfall was that we got a hell of a triple threat that went for a little good time. I didn't get the exact time, and then it just ends in a no contest. I hate when they do stuff like this, big matches with consequences, and you go and the match is really, really good, and it's going for a long time, and then it's just gut of a finish kind of deal. So, I mean, the three-way started off slugfest. All three guys got into the ring, and Kyle O'Reilly wasn't even waiting. He was just like, you know what? Beat you both down. Where was I? So Gargano was quickly on defense as O'Reilly tripped him down with a double leg and tried to put him in an arm bar. Dunn kept jumping in to pick the bones while the other two grappled around. Lots of cool grappling here and kind of a different style of match than we're used to in NXT. There's a lot more, and I think it has to do with Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly being in there because they're both technical guys, and there's a lot of technicality in this match, especially early on. Tons of spots playing off of all three guys' strengths before we go to the commercial break. Gargano was out of the ring selling just before the show was set to return. Remember, we had picture-in-picture here. Meanwhile, Dunn was working over O'Reilly. All three of these guys were up and raring to go, I guess you could say, once we did get back from the break. O'Reilly, though, fired up and cleaned house as we returned. O'Reilly hit a diving knee off the apron, but Gargano hit him with a tope. Gargano with two more dives through the ropes. A slingshot spear by Gargano got a near fall on O'Reilly. Excuse me. Dunn at one point broke up a cover. He then hit several kicks, and then Dunn hit an X-Plex on Gargano for a 2.5. Dunn went for a trap of O'Reilly and a Kimura, but Gargano broke it up. O'Reilly with a leg lock on Gargano, but Dunn is back to break that up as well. Gargano countered a bitter end to deliver a swinging DDT on Dunn. He sent Dunn crashing into O'Reilly like a lawn dart. Gargano then got a near fall off of that on Dunn. He built to all three throwing kicks, hitting hard big moves, and rocking each other with strikes. Then there was a triple down spot. All three guys just down. At one point, Dunn rushed in, and Gargano was caught in a sleeper from O'Reilly. Gargano then got out of that after Dunn broke it up, and he hit a La Mystica into a Gargano escape submission finisher, but Dunn snapped Gargano's fingers to break the hold. Dunn delivered a bitter end on Gargano, and Dunn went for the cover. O'Reilly broke it up with the bombs away knee, but then, a double clothesline on the floor left O'Reilly and Dunn at ringside. Suddenly, Adam Cole would run down, and well, metal chairs are flying, I guess you could say. Cole first hits O'Reilly with the chair. Cole then hits Dunn with the chair. Cole then flings a chair at Gargano's head. Cole's wrecking shop here, hitting basically anything that moves. Officials then come out as the melee ensues. Dunn and Cole start brawling. Cole gives Dunn a brainbuster on the floor. Cole delivers a last shot to O'Reilly on the floor. Cole measures Gargano in the ring, and Cole delivers another last shot as William Regal storms out at ringside, very, very angry. Regal was steaming here, but Cole had to get one more last shot in on O'Reilly. Cole then left ringside, leaving destruction in his path. So we get no finish. Great match. And then it's just wah, 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 unfortunately. Again, I praised Adam Cole's delivery for his promo and stuff. But what has Adam Cole done to deserve this? What has Adam Cole done to deserve a title shot? I thought, and I'll wait to say this because I have a thought on why they could have justified Adam Cole getting into this title shot thing. But we'll get to that in a minute. Legado del Fantasma cut a promo. This was a deal that aired earlier on social media or whatever. It's funny that they still call them WWE Network exclusives because there's no WWE. Well, I can't say that. There is a WWE Network still outside of the United States, and technically it's the WWE Network on Peacock. But it's just funny that their social media videos are usually WWE Network exclusives. They got a promo basically saying that they're going to defeat MSK later on tonight to get back, I guess you could say, the NXT Tag Team Championships. LA Knight then introduced himself and cut a promo on his way to the ring as he was taking on Jake Atlas. I feel like this match went a little long, but in WWE fashion, somebody comes out for their entrance. Then we got to cut to something that has nothing to do with the next match, and we got a skit from Hit Row. Well, actually, it was another WWE Network exclusive from earlier in the day. Hit Row got in a verbal altercation with Drake Maverick. Killian Dane stepped in and got in Swerve's face. I saw this on social media earlier. Thought maybe it would have led to a match tonight, but it didn't. So we go back. Jake Atlas makes his way down to the ring. And yeah, we get Jake Atlas Saturday says you skipped something. The Ember, Raquel, Gonzalez. I did. Did I not put that in? Oh, I did not put that in my notes at all. Thank you for letting me know since Saturday. I literally, for some reason, it's not in my notes. Give me 1 second to go back to another save of my notes. Maybe I have it here. Because I use Google Docs for my notes, and it did freeze on me at one time. So maybe when I refreshed, whatever I had written before it had last saved didn't save. Could be possible. Let me go back and see if there's an alternate save here. Give me 1 second, guys, to double check. All right, I got it. I have a brief paragraph written about this. I wrote that we return from commercial break, and we see Adam Cole leaving, but Ember Moon comes out and demands Raquel Gonzalez comes to the ring. She does, but then Dakota Kai comes from behind and attacks Ember Moon, laying her down. That's all I wrote, because really that's all that happened. But yeah, sometimes Google Docs does that. If you type something out, once you stop typing, it's supposed to auto-save itself once it knows that you've completed what you were doing, but it froze on me. So I think after I typed that paragraph or 2 sentences, 3 sentences, it didn't save, but I was able to find a different save of it. So that's good. But yeah, that does play into a challenge later on. I'll just fast forward to that. Ember Moon says that she wants to challenge for the NXT Women's Championship, but she got to go through Dakota first, which that match is set for next week. Ember versus Dakota, that is. We got Jake Atlas versus LA Knight. Very early on in this match, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, walked down to ringside, presumably scouting LA Knight. The two are going back and forth, and I'm like, damn, they're really giving Jake Atlas a lot in this match. Like, a lot. He's getting way more offense than I expected. But also, for all the crap that people give LA Knight, saying that he's just an average wrestler, some of the shit he was doing in this ring for a guy his size, holy crap. Like, he did a springboard where he was on the apron and he launched himself where he flew over the top rope with the shoulder tackle. Then another where Jake Atlas was on the top rope and LA Knight just runs and just in one full shoom, just jumps from the mat right up to the top rope effortlessly. Like, people give him crap, but he's a great athlete. He's really, I don't know if you can say great. He's a really, really good athlete. This match went through one commercial break. Not much happened before that first commercial break other than Ted DiBiase coming out. And DiBiase coming out kept distracting LA Knight because LA Knight would do something and go, "Did you see that? Did you see what I did?" And then, Jake Atlas would come back and grab him and hit him with something. So Atlas fired up at one point when the show returned from break, and Knight soon cut him off. Knight was then cut off himself moments later. Atlas with the comeback as Atlas was getting a near fall as Cameron Grimes would run out. And they kind of missed this at first because they're focused on the action in the ring. And all of a sudden you hear, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And I'm like, Cameron Grimes here? Where the hell is he? And announcers don't pay no mind to it, don't say nothing. And finally the camera just cuts and it's just talking to DiBiase on the ramp. I'm like, oh, we missed the whole him coming down. Announcers didn't say, missed opportunity kind of deal. But whatever. They were focused on the action in the ring, so I'm glad that it was that and it wasn't just like something else random that was happening that we... Anyways, nitpicking. At one point, Knight tripped up Atlas, only for Grimes to distract Knight. Atlas was able to shove Knight off the top rope. This is when he jumped up there. Knight was then crotched. Atlas then executed a picture-perfect cartwheel DDT and covered LA Knight to pick up the victory. Yes, Jake Atlas defeats LA Knight, and unfortunately, Yes, Jake Atlas wins, but it's not like Jake Atlas won and he's going to go on a little streak, or Jake Atlas won and he's got momentum going forward for something. It's more like Jake Atlas won just so they can say, uh-oh, did Cameron Grimes cause the distraction to screw LA Knight out of a victory? That's what it is. Jake Atlas is just the pawn. This literally could have been anybody. Unfortunately, even though Jake Atlas is really, 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 really good, this ain't going to lead to nothing for Jake Atlas. Like, people go, like, I've actually had people ask me, what's the big deal about Jake Atlas? Why are so many people say that Jake Atlas has got all this potential, but we see him on NXT TV, and yes, he has good matches, but it's just, If you guys did not see Jake Atlas before he signed with WWE, like working the indies in Southern California and whatnot, especially his PWG stuff, Jake Atlas was like this to Jungle Boy. Everyone says Jungle Boy's so great. Jake Atlas was Jungle Boy's equal in PWG. Like, he's that good. Like, as good as you think Jungle Boy is, Jake Atlas is that good, as good. But the issue is the way WWE uses him. They don't use Jake Atlas to his full potential. I'm going to say that right now. I think Jake Atlas has been squandered in NXT. But when he started wrestling, his goal was to always make it to WWE. So when WWE came a calling, he didn't second guess it. He said, "Yes, please." But I do think Jake Atlas has been squandered in NXT. He is so much better than what we get to see. Trust me, I've seen him when he was on the indies working California stuff. I've seen him plenty of Jake Atlas, and Jake Atlas is really, really good. Really, really good. A+, he was on Undercover Boss with Stephanie McMahon? I believe so. I only saw like bits and pieces of that Stephanie McMahon Undercover Boss, but I believe he was on that. I believe so. In the back, Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed DiBiase after the match. DiBiase said the Knight dropped the ball tonight, but DiBiase bragged on Grimes. Adam Cole appeared again suddenly as he stormed past the cameras, heading towards the ring. Adam Cole comes out. 2 years ago to the day he became NXT champion. Cole claimed that today would be he should be the real number one contender. Cole brought up the current NXT champion, Karrion Kross. Cole called him a meathead, among other things. Kross would then come out with Scarlett, and he made a beeline straight for the ring. Kross confronted Cole face to face in the ring. Kross called him Little Man. And Cole soon responded by calling Kross overrated. Then Adam Cole had like the line of the century about a guy like Karrion Kross. Adam Cole stated, and I quote, "NXT does everything to make you look special. You got the music, you got the lights, you got the fog machine, you got the girl. You know what they do to make me feel special? They ring the freaking bell." I absolutely lost my shit when he recited that line, because that was, oh my God, great. Saying, I don't need smoke and mirrors. I don't need fancy entrances. I don't need to look the part. I am the part. That's basically what he said. I don't need them to make me look the part, because I am the part. And here's where I thought, when he said, I want you at TakeOver, Adam Cole, to Kross, I thought Kross, because Kross is like, yeah, I want this too. Because I thought what Kross could have said was, you know, they say you're the greatest NXT champion of all time, longest reigning NXT champion of all time. But for me to cement myself as the best, I need to beat you. That's what I thought they could have done. That would have justified Adam Cole being either in the title match, the 5-way that we ended up getting, or just Adam Cole versus Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross could have put over Adam Cole saying, hey, you're one of the best champions NXT's ever had, if not the best, because you're the longest reigning. But I'm better than you. I know I'm better than you, and I'm going to defeat you to prove that I'm the better NXT champion. And that would have fully made it justified why a guy that hasn't won a match since... Give me 1 second. I can tell you exactly. Adam Cole hasn't won a match in a minute. Adam Cole hasn't won a match in NXT since... Has it really been that long? Adam Cole hasn't won a match in NXT since December 23rd. Granted, he hasn't worked many matches in NXT in 2021. But, man. Yeah, Adam Cole hasn't won a match at all. Well, no. I can't. Singles match, because he did win the first round match in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. But he hasn't won a singles match since December 23rd. And in the last 7 months? No. Wow. In the last 8 to 10 months. Actually, in the last year, Adam Cole only has 3 singles victories. A Pat McAfee match, a match against Austin Theory, and a match against Velveteen Dream. Other than that, Adam Cole's either taken L's, hold on, what is this match right here? Okay, so never mind, that went to the time limit draw, so that doesn't count anyways, the 60-minute Iron Man match. But regardless, Adam Cole has not been a guy built up for a title shot here in the last year since losing the NXT championship. He has not been built up as a championship contender. So putting Adam Cole in this match makes absolutely no sense. And I thought they could have made sense with it if Cross would have just done the thing of, you're one of the greatest, if not the greatest NXT champion of all time, longest reigning. Now I want to beat you to cement my spot as the greatest NXT champion. Because he could have been like, I already beat Finn Balor twice. If I beat you, there's no other better champions, I mean, you can argue that, but there's no better other champions still in NXT that he can make that assumption with. But regardless. Karrion Kross would go on to state, I want you, but I want all of them. I want all of you. And Regal was there yelling, telling these guys to shut up and stop, and this isn't what they're going to get, and they're not just going to bulldoze him. Adam Cole then jumped out of the ring, cleared off the announce table, jumped up on the announce table and yelled, this is my show. I run this show. I get what I want. I'll see you soon. And he left. Go to commercial. When we come back, they let us know, hey, Fatal 5-Way at NXT TakeOver in your house. It'll be Karrion Kross defending against Kyle O'Reilly, Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne, and Adam Cole. No, Saturday says this is the first time that the NXT championship is contended in a multi-person match. No, because last year, after Karrion Kross had to vacate the NXT championship, do you guys not remember the Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match that went to a time limit draw? So, no, this is not the first multi-man match for the NXT championship. It's one of not many, I think. I don't think there's many multi-person NXT title matches, but they just had one back in September, I want to say. Early September. Also, guys, don't forget, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Thank you, James, for reminding me. Forgot the polls. Let's throw those up really fast. New poll. What did you think of tonight's T? All right. I didn't like it. All right. The poll is live on Twitch and the poll is live on YouTube. Hit those polls up. Let me know what you thought about tonight's NXT. Also, remember, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you could do so by texting in 510-906-1341. The number's right there. Right down here. and it's in the live chat. But with that, guys, moving forward, Candice LeRae was finally back on the show this week. LeRae was with Indy Hartwell for an interview. They're the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, and Hartwell was listening to some music on headphones. Basically, Mackenzie was like, well, we got some questions, but I want to say next week Poppy's returning. And then she mentioned some other stuff. And Candice like, wait, well, huh? We're the champions, but you want to mention Poppy first? What is she doing back? She wants to be the next Bad Bunny or something? And she turns and she looks at Indy, and Indy's got this sad look on her face. She's like, what are you doing? She rips the headphones off of Indy, and she's like, what are you listening to? 1980s power ballads? No. Let's go. We got a match later. We got to talk. So we go to break as we hear the music coming out of the headphones. When we come back, the camera is still on the headphones. And who finds the headphones? Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis found the headphones, heard what was playing, and a tear would roll down his cheek. And Beth lost her shit. True Love, Index, oh my God. So going forward, a vignette hyped up the new Carmelo Haynes. He vowed to become the next NXT Cruiserweight champion, as Kushida has an open challenge that he will be accepting tonight. These two had a hell of a match here. Kushida versus Carmelo Haynes for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. I don't think I've ever seen this guy before, but this guy can go and go good. So like I said, that we had Kushida versus Haines for the Cruiserweight Championship. Hayes had plenty of offense in the first half of this match on Kushida. Hayes looked very strong as the match went through a commercial break a couple minutes in. As we come back, Kushida was in control, but not for long as Hayes cut him off with a springboard into a clothesline of sorts. Hayes with the modified La Mystica, then got a near fall off of it. Kushida fired up with a flurry of offense to some of his signature moves. Kushida then went to apply the hoverboard lock, and Hayes tapped out. Kushida does retain the title, but Hayes had a hell of a showing here tonight. Like, this guy looked great. Also, it was officially announced during that match, Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight at TakeOver. Then got a quick little video, backstage little vignette thing, Frankie Monet. She was reading some tweets about her debut last week. They're all positive tweets. And then she said that, well, she's only getting started here in NXT. So we had a tag team match, non-title. It was Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell against Zoe Stark and Zeta Ramier. And I thought this match was all right. I mean, it's what it needed to be to build up Candice and Indy. Not much really happened in most of this match. Where was I? At one point, there was a curb stomp by LeRae, which they call the Wicked stepsister, and a springboard flying elbow. Kind of like a Randy Savage looking elbow. But for some reason, my feed cut out, so I didn't get to see most of this match. But I do know that Indy Hartwell did win. I'm having internet issues recently, and I watch everything streaming. So when you don't have an actual cable box, you're just streaming off the Comcast app. Your internet slows down or goes out or something, you miss stuff. And that's what happened again tonight. Just like back on Sunday when I missed like 20, 30 minutes of Double or Nothing. But for some reason, my internet was going slow. I didn't cut out on me, but it kept buffering during this match. So I did miss most of this match, but I did see a few spots, and that Hartwell pinned Zeta Ramier. Mercedes Martinez cut a promo on Xia Li. Martinez mentioned how she defeated Lee in the Mae Young Classic. Looks like these two are going to have a match takeover. Because, well, Xia Li cut a promo as well, where she talked about her first match ever was in the Mae Young Classic, and Mercedes Martinez beat her and basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Embarrassed her, disrespected her. So I'm glad that this isn't just a random ass, oh, Ian Shaw's after Mercedes Martinez. No, there's actual backstory here that makes sense. So I do appreciate that a lot. We then got another vignette for the Diamond Mine. Here's the thing. It says the Diamond Mine opening soon. Now, I'm going to go into straight speculation mode here. You guys haven't heard the rumors. It's going to be a new NXT. Basically, a developmental brand. There's going to be some sort of a new show coming that they've been working on for a while. There's going to be like a lower level NXT to get more guys, I guess you could say, experience on television. It's going to be a network show. And maybe that's what the Diamond Mine is, because it says opening soon. So maybe the Diamond Mine opening soon could mean that whatever this new NXT show is going to be, which it was rumored to be called NXT Evolve. So maybe that's what this is going to be. Maybe they've changed that name because, you know, WWE absorbed the Evolve company, and they were going to call this show NXT Evolve, and it was going to be very reminiscent with the look and everything to like an Evolve show. But now that, and I'm still in speculation mode, AEW has Dark Elevation. Elevation sounds very close to Evolve, so maybe they've changed calling it Evolve to Diamond Mine. I don't know, just saying. Because before, everyone thought Diamond Mine was maybe a faction. But when it said tonight, the Diamond Mine, opening soon, that leads me to believe that it could be some sort of a show or even segment thing. Now, here's the thing, and I know people aren't going to want to hear this. You guys remember Raw Underground? Raw Underground was initially pitched for NXT, but somehow they ended up doing it on the main roster. But the early incarnations and ideas of what Raw Underground was originally was supposed to be for NXT. Diamond Mine fits that. So I'm just saying, from things we have heard, Diamond Mine could be some sort of a Raw Underground-esque, but done in a maybe better way. And a just another show for the network on Peacock or the network, whatever you want to call it. So just a speculation. I don't have any insight on exactly what the Diamond Mine is, but again, that opening soon thing really got my gears turning on what I think this could be. And no, I'm 99.9% sure it has nothing to do with Tessa Blanchard just because of the word diamond. Well, I talked about earlier, Ember Moon cut a promo saying she wanted to go after Raquel for the title, but she's got to go through Dakota first, and it was officially announced, Ember Moon versus Dakota Kai next week. They also announced that Poppy's coming next week. Don't know why. Makes no sense. They should just save her to do some sort of a performance to take over. But regardless, she's coming next week. And we're going to get whatever that is. Then we move on to our main event. Hell of a tag team match. MSK, Wesley, and Nash Carter defending the NXT Tag Team Championships against Legado del Fantasma, Raul Mendoza, and Joaquin Wilde. Santos Escobar was also at ringside. Here's the thing. Chase Douglas in the chat says, in the YouTube chat says, Diamond Mine better not be a Raw Underground knockoff. Well, I don't think it would be a knockoff. I think it would be what Raw Underground was originally pitched to be before the main roster took it and kind of just made it meh. Because it was the whole thing. Like, it was supposed to be like MMA kind of deal. What Raw Underground was, but what I was always told was what was actually pitched in NXT was leaps and bounds better than what it became on Monday Night Raw. So we'll see where it all leads to, but this Diamond Mine stuff is really, really, really kind of like solidifying all those rumors and things that we have heard. Going forward with this tag team title match, Mendoza wore a mask to cover up his face because, well, busted his nose a few weeks back, and so he had to have this protective mask on. Not sure for how long he's going to have to wear it. Hopefully Sheamus doesn't have to do the same gimmick on Raw because he broke his nose last night. Anyways, really good match here. They did some cool double team moves early and some flying stuff as well. Grizzly Young Vets came down to ringside briefly, but were attacked pretty quickly by Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. Kind of wasn't needed. I thought it took me out of the match for a minute or two because I was just like, oh, what are Grizzly Young Vets going to do? Please don't get involved. And then they're just taken out by Ciampa and Thatcher. And I'm like, was that needed? No. That's what you call overbooking. That's what you call doing things unnecessarily just to do extra stuff. But the match does go through a commercial break, and the heels were getting the heat on Lee as the show returned. Carter came in off of a hot tag and ran wild. Lee back in moments later as they ran through some double team moves of their own. A lot of stuff was going on. They got the heat on Lee. He looked fresh even after getting worked over earlier on. While Lee was running wild, it was kind of redundant the way I wrote it, but I wrote, while Lee was running wild on wild, he's running wild, walking wild. I don't know why that made me laugh. He was unaware that Mendoza was actually the legal man. Mendoza did a springboard off the top rope and nailed Lee with a missile dropkick. This led to a near fall for Mendoza. Lee was then sent to the outside, and he landed on his feet right at Santos Escobar. Escobar tried to interfere in this match, and Escobar sent Lee crashing into the ring steps. This led to a near fall where Carter jumped in to make the save. Bronson Reed would then run out and splash Escobar, just sandwiched him right into the barricade and the plexiglass. Dispatched him from the match. Mendoza and Wild were on a roll here, but Reed running in distracted them. MXK then capitalized and hit a double team finisher, kind of like a heart attack blockbuster deal on Joaquin Wild, and they pinned him to pick up the victory and retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. The show goes off the air, seeing Legado del Fantasma, all three members retreating up the ramp as Bronson Reed and MSK stand tall with their titles in the middle of the ring. I thought this was a really, really, really good, fun match. And we'll see where this leads to. I mean, I think they've jumped the shark a little. We should have gotten the 6-man before we got this tag title shot. Like, we should have got the 6-man this week. Then next week, we could have got the tag title match. And then TakeOver, we can get like Santos Escobar versus Bronson Reed or whatever. But I just hope they don't do a 6-man at TakeOver, because then you're going to lose your NXT North American title shot or title match at TakeOver, and you'd lose the tag title match at TakeOver. So I hope that whatever they do with this 6-man is on NXT next week, because there's only next week and then TakeOver. There's literally only one more show before NXT TakeOver, which I didn't realize it was coming that quick. But with that, guys, that was NXT. Let's check the polls and see what you guys thought of tonight's show. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 71% of you liked tonight's NXT, 29% thought it was just all right, and nobody disliked it. As far as the YouTube poll does go, 72% of you, almost the same number, liked tonight's show. 22% thought it was all right, and 5% did not like tonight's NXT. See if we have any text messages here. We have a couple, not many. Where it says, Adam Cole, best heel on NXT, and plus who you see challenging NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. That's toughy. Because there's no other. They literally had to makeshift a tag team tonight. Like, they had to make a team. There's literally only 2 other teams in NXT, and they can't even challenge for the titles because they're involved with the women's title. You've got Dakota and Raquel, Ember and Shotzi. Well, pull out Raquel, pull out Ember. They're going to be feuding over the women's title. There is nobody else. I take that back. You do have the Robert Stone brand, but who wants to fucking see that? Who wants to see Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea challenge for the tag title, especially if it's a TakeOver? I don't. They did tease, though, tonight, Champions versus Champions, The Way versus Natty and Tamina. Person says, what do you think they do with Finn? Finn needs to just go back to the main roster. Plain and simple. Person says, do you think Adam Cole win NXT title? Hell no. Adam Cole needs to just go. Like I said earlier, Adam Cole could be the WWE champion on Monday Night Raw. He needs to get out of NXT and quick. Go to the main roster. I know Vince likes him, so hopefully he doesn't just get ricocheted. But we'll see how it goes as far as what Adam Cole does. I hope TakeOver is his last match. Alexis Cavallo in the chat, you're right. Casey Catanzaro and Lacey Lane. I forgot about them. I think they still call her Lacey. Hold on. Is it Lacey Lane? No. Caden Carter. Lacey Lane was her name before WWE. Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter. They're a tag team too. I mean, they would be all right. I wouldn't be opposed to them, but it's like but the last time we really saw them in anything, they were getting their asses beat by Xia Li and Boa and all them. So it's like, how are you going to build them up as significant challengers? You can't just go, oh, hey, there's a tag team. Let's give them a tag title shot. You can't. You can't. You got to somehow build them up. So, but that was NXT. I thought it was an enjoyable show. Had some really good matches and really good promos. And we'll see where it all does lead to as we have one more episode of NXT before TakeOver on the 15th, I want to say. 13th. Let me double check that. NXT TakeOver in your house is Sunday, June 13th. So yes, one more TakeOver, one more NXT before TakeOver. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember to follow us on social media. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. And follow our website, pwunlimited.co. With that, guys, we will be live not tomorrow because there's no NXT or AEW tomorrow. We'll be live Friday. SmackDown and NXT, or I keep saying NXT, SmackDown and AEW. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you back on Friday.